Well, hello and welcome back. I am so excited to keep this train running with our trends and interesting things that are coming up for 2026. I know that we've all been saying this out loud that since 2020 things have been really weird, but 2026 is our year, right? This is when we're getting together. So today, now we have Fiona coming to join me from Event Tech Live because we've heard about the state of travel. We've heard about the state of live events with Karina, and we have been talking about what it's feeling like in the industry. And Fiona has the tech talk. Fiona, I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, and great to meet you, Liz. I'm really excited to be here. I've loved watching it so far. It's been amazing.
Yay. Okay, so you have your finger on the pulse of technology. This is what I understand, that you know everything that's happening in the event tech landscape. So here's what we want to know. Is AI going to run everything, or is there still some humanity in technology?
I think there is definitely still going to be humanity
All
in
right,
technology.
so welcome to our secret garden in South Austin. This is my favorite experience.
I hear it too. I hear it too. Hold on, live feed.
Well, at least it proves it was live, hey. But,
that's right.
Yeah, and also that shows humanity in tech still.
That was perfectly on cue.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, there will always be a human element to tech. I don't think there can't be, basically. I mean, AI, obviously, it's a big buzzword at the moment, and I think that ultimately a lot of sales teams are saying, oh, you know, AI, and whether it is AI or not, in some instances, there's a bit of a grey area, to be honest. It may be more machine learning in some instances, but for me, I think that what it's going to become is something that's expected rather than a nice to have. It's a bit like years and years ago, obviously, we all had kind of, you know, mobile phones that didn't have music on them. And we were wandering around with our MP3 player and our other mobile phone, which obviously didn't have music. And then when mobile phones had music, it was like, wow, does your phone have music? And I feel we're at that point with AI in event tech, like, oh, does it have AI at the moment? But ultimately, organizers, I don't think care, as long as it works, it's reliable, and it does exactly what they need it to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, that's my hot take.
No, I think you're spot on. It's just it's interesting because it's getting harder and harder, I think, to differentiate some of the tech because they're all using the same lines that are saying AI infused now with AI matchmaking, AI, and I feel it's like what you said. It's kind of like cool. So it's like saying has internet, like cool. Moving on. But of all of the tech that you're seeing, is there any that's making you go, okay, that's really going to be useful?
There's some cool stuff. So I saw, well, I haven't used it.
All right, so welcome to our secret garden.
We're hearing it again. We're hearing it again.
Oh no, it's absolutely fine. But yeah, I mean, I haven't used it, so I can't kind of vouch for it in the way that I've used it. But I did get a demo of a type of tech. It's not specifically for events, but it can work across a lot of different industries, and it's actually called Pearlon AI. AI again. But it really kind of brings together, I guess, GMAT, Apollo, or Surf, whatever you use in that way, and also ChatGPT. And for me, from a kind of sales and marketing perspective, it gives you lots of different touch points. So it even has kind of LinkedIn touch points that it can do. It has voice notes, all of those kind of things that you can actually automate. And from what I saw it do, it was doing it in quite a human way. Obviously, just like all AI, you know, it really matters what you put into it. If you put in something that, you know, isn't very detailed and isn't in your tone and you don't kind of teach it in the correct way, then I can see it being problematic and it just sounding like a robot, which a lot of, unfortunately, AI still does. Well, ChatGPT and things like that do. But I think if used correctly, it can be a really good tool to actually help speed up processes, especially when reaching out to kind of delegates and people like that for attendees for shows, really getting the message across on different touch points and not always just kind of sending emails and things like that.
Okay. So as far as the technology that you've seen come through Event Tech Live and through some of the news stories that we're seeing coming out from you guys, there's a lot of mergers and acquisitions happening. And do you think that's going to be the play over 2026, continuing to see consolidation?
I think we'll still see an element of consolidation. I think there always is, and especially in a market like event tech, because there are lots and lots of startups coming up, lots of new ideas, but also a lot of the tech kind of integrates with each other quite nicely. So I think you will probably continue to see that, I would say. You know, industries like this, it's a young industry to a certain extent, and they consolidate.
Okay, so is that what's really happening then? So we've got the startups, they have a great idea, it goes really well, they pick up some traction, and then the bigger companies go, oh yeah, I'll just put that inside my tool. Is that what most of these M&A are?
Most of them. I mean, some aren't, but a lot of them are, because obviously it makes sense to the larger companies not to have to develop those particular pieces of tech themselves. And if it fits into their tech stack well, then why not? And also a lot of the startups are looking to flip.
Right. Well, of course. Yeah. That's why you start a business.
Yeah.
Make money.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, it's kind of win-win for companies in general.
Right. Okay. But here's the problem. It's that literally, if I were to pull up every single event tech company that exists, it would be like these little squiggles in the back of our frame here. So freaking many of them. Yeah. Like they used to say the Martech 5,000, which is now like the Martech 18,000 or something crazy. So how does an event professional even wade through it? Where do you begin?
I think I'd start with looking at kind of people who've won awards and things like that. And I know obviously there's the argument that only people who put themselves forward for awards are going to win those awards. But I think, there's the award side of things, because obviously, and also make sure, when you're looking at the awards, look at who the judges are, make sure that you have respect for those judges and that you kind of know where they're coming from and what type of things they're looking for, because I think that's a good way to look at what the best new tech is and kind of get through the wood from the trees, basically. And another way, again, is you can't beat recommendations. Speak to your peers, speak to your competitors. What are you using? What works best for you? And people generally will be quite open. I mean, they'll certainly be open with what hasn't worked for them and what to stay away from, let's face it.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay, so you guys just came off of Event Tech Live in London. What did you feel? How was the feeling of that event? Were people super eager and excited? Is there still some trepidation?
Yeah, I think actually the trepidation around tech is easing, should we say. I think kind of after the pandemic, there was a lot of, I think event organizers have been event teched out, because obviously a lot of people had kind of gone to them, this is going to be the next thing, like this virtual event is going to solve everything and get us through the pandemic. Oh, sorry, dirty word, but that's what had kind of happened. And a lot of people had bought into things that didn't really meet their needs. So then actually when providers who are actually providing something really amazing for them were coming and saying, oh, this is event tech, I think there was a lot of trepidation around it, a bit like, oh, we spent a lot of money on this previously and it didn't really work. But actually I think we're coming out of that, and I think that organizers, especially from a data perspective, an attendee feeling, sorry, I can't think of a word, you know what I mean, kind of a my brain isn't working today, but yeah, an attendee kind of experience, let's say, perspective, then tech is super important. And, for the event organizers themselves, tech can garner so much more information for them. I mean, I remember when I started out in events, and it was quite a while ago now, about 14 years ago. All that we really cared about as an organizer, obviously, I was a lot younger starting out in my career, but the only thing that people really cared about was how many people are you getting through the door. Whereas now, it's a lot more granular. People want a lot more detail. Actually, tech helps with that immeasurably.
Yeah, I mean, I think over the last 5 years, there was such a proliferation in tools that capture data, and there were dashboards and metrics out the wazoo. And so now, actually, thanks to AI, we're finally able to get real-time insights from the data and not just show dashboards and say, look at my pretty chart. We can actually do something with the information. So that, I think, is a really solid use of technology that we're seeing become actually useful.
Yeah, 100%. And it's so important from a sponsorship and exhibitor, but also an attendee perspective. So that you've really kind of got control of every element of your event if you're using the tech properly.
Okay, so I'm embarrassed to say I've never been physically to Event Tech Live. So I know you just had the London event. Do you have a US event too?
We don't at the moment, but watch this space. Because potentially in 2027, we did the Vegas event for 2 years, and then we were going to move to the East Coast for this year, but we couldn't really find the right base for ourselves. And I think that when we come back to the US, we want to make a big splash, and we want to make sure it's in the right place, right time, right everything. And we just didn't really feel like we were getting that this year.
Yeah,
so
no worries. So when I come to London next year, what do I expect? Do I get to see people on stages telling all their stuff? Are there pitch competitions? What happens?
Yeah, so there's all sorts. So we have 4 stages. So they're all kind of educational stages. They could, we have panel sessions, case studies, individual speakers on the stages. We also have a tech talk stage where people can talk about their tech. It's only a 10-minute thing, but it gives 5 minutes for Q&A, so you can really find out about that. Then we have our launchpad, which is for the startup companies coming into the event tech space. And that also has the Launchpad competition, which is a pitch competition basically for brand new companies to pitch to a panel of judges live and really tell everyone why their new tech is the absolute best, and obviously why we should be either investing or working with them or really taking a look at what they have. So there's loads of exciting stuff going on. It's such a community feel at Event Tech Live, and I think that Club Ichi would be great there. Like, just having watched, I'll be 100% honest, and this, Liz, when you emailed me, because I was linked up by Adam and Sophie, and I was like, oh yeah, what is it? And I have to say, like, I am totally sold, and I feel like Club Ichi and Event Tech Live and the absolute kind of vibe that both of them bring together. I think, yeah, you would love Event Tech Live. It's all about community, all about kind of working with people in the event space and really kind of linking up the best tech with the people who need it.
Fantastic. Okay, so I'm hearing on comms that our friend Kyle Morris has something to say. What's going on, Kyle?
I've never been to Event Tech Live, but this year over in the UK, we won the best immersive brand event of
NMR?
the year. Yeah. So that was the first time we entered in, right? So that was a big deal for us. And then the big conversation you guys are having about AI is, obviously it's been kind of everything I've been doing for the past 2 months of my life. And the one thing that is the big takeaway is we're all looking at the analytical side of AI and how it's affecting events on that side. And what I would challenge everybody to do is to start thinking about the little things, right? Just the small things that you do every day that take up time, that keep you away from quality of life. That's the big changeover, the light switch moment for people where, one simple task that you can have automated in your life is going to change and make you a better marketer. It's going to make you a better event-related person because you'll have more time to focus on the things that you can be creative with. So that's my one takeaway. Just wanted to jump in there.
I love it. I love it.
Love it. Congrats, guys.
Thanks for getting a camera and mic on him so that he could give his 2 cents too. And congrats on that award, Kyle.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, Fiona, it looks like we're out of time. I really appreciate you hopping on with us today, and we're going to keep talking every 5 minutes. You're never letting go of us now.
Definitely. I've loved it. Thank you so much for having me, Liz. And yeah, good luck with the rest of it. I'll definitely be popping in and out. So thanks so much. Cheers.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.